Hello, it is May 12th and Pub Talk is back. It's been a little bit, but guess what? We're back here. Viggs and Lucas are going to join us once again. We're going to talk about the draft, how sad and how happy we are for some of these teams and some of the choices that they have made. And we'll go over every single team and get hyped for the season ahead. And we're going to do Hops of the Week to finish off the show once again. But before Pub Talk begins, we want to thank our sponsor, Route 11 Chips. Route 11 Chips, the best chips here in the Shenandoah Valley with great flavors such as barbecue, Chesapeake crab, and salt and pepper. 25-plus years of being in the business has led to some damn fine chips. So check out your local stores to grab your bag today. Okay, lights, beer, action. Welcome back, everybody. I know it's been a couple of weeks since, well, no, it's been about a week and a half since the draft happened. But, hey, now it's all over. Rookie contracts are getting signed now. You're going to get players that are coming into their teams now. And the NFL season is now getting underway. You're going to have quarterbacks now starting to throw with their players. You're going to have workouts starting up soon, OTAs. It's going to be a normal NFL full season. You're going to have nobody opting out, right? You're going to have nobody getting crazy. Vaccinations are going to be happening for the NFL, and I think you're going to start seeing, stadiums. Hey, even Lincoln Financial Field is like, yeah, we're having fans now. Because, there's stadiums everywhere in the NFL that are going to have fans now. It's going to be great. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about the NFL draft, though.
Hell yeah.
We had about a 2-hour show for a live show when we had it last on the 29th.
That was cool as shit, wasn't it?
And
that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And let me just say this, we did the first 12 picks because, it was already a shocker. We were going to do the first 10. And then we were like, okay, we'll see what happens with the Dallas Cowboys. And then, bam, the Chicago Bears come into the picture. And then we're like, okay, we'll stay until the Cowboys pick because of Nick, who was in the chat. And we were like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then Micah Parsons, of course, gets picked for the 12th pick. Now, we're going to go ahead and give our grades for the teams that have, chosen their players from the draft and see where we think this will take them. So, well, we'll start off with the number one pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars. I think everyone fucking knew it was going to happen, that Trevor Lawrence was going to be taken.
I don't think there was any mystery in what was coming with pick number one, dude. I really don't.
Why are you always here?
Because that's his whole thing. He's draft cat.
Always. As soon as we start talking to you, you were up in your fucking perch the entire time, and then you come over here when we start. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I think it was clear as day. The Jacksonville Jaguars were going to take Trevor Lawrence 100%. And also, dude, they get his buddy from Clemson as well. They get Travis Etienne in the first round as well. That's crazy that they get, their first-round picks. That's crazy that they were able to get Etienne as well now.
I think it was a terrible pick.
But I also think it was. I also think it was a terrible pick as well. I'm not going to lie, because I think that.
Why do you not like that?
Because I like the Robinson kid. I think that.
Well, I'm not saying that, but you don't. You have teammates now, and then there's something to that, if you ask me. So
I get that.
Urban Meyer came out and said that Robinson and Carlos Hyde would be the first down, second down backs, and Etienne would be a third down back.
What the fuck is that? Yeah.
You just drafted a guy to play one down. I just think that's crazy to pick a guy in the first round who you envision on only playing on third down and not being a bell cow. So
yeah. We were talking about that before the show. We were talking about how important Najee Harris has to be to the Steelers.
Right.
That he's going to be an every down back, and he is that guy.
Yes.
So he's going to be a huge help to the Steelers. But we're going to get there eventually.
Then you get some defensive help from Tyson Campbell from Georgia along there. Then you get some offensive help. Walker Little from Stanford. The list goes on. You get Luke Farrell from Ohio State, their tight end now. So, you have some players that have come in. Hey, Urban Meyer knows the kid,
Cupboard's bare in Jacksonville, let's be honest.
So what's that?
The cupboard's bare, so they have to restock with something. Let's
yeah,
be honest.
So, I mean, for Jacksonville, though, I have to agree with what Lucas said that, like, I really like the Robinson kid. They had a team that went 1-15 who were satisfied. And the Robinson kid really was, like, one of the only shining lights of that whole freaking team. I mean, they almost beat the Bears. Okay, let's not forget that. Okay, they almost beat the fucking Bears. Anyway, and I see that the Jaguars, I give them like a B just because I think that they did pick the right quarterback. But at the end of the day, I still think they're not going to be a top-tier team.
I give them a C. I think the quarterback's an obvious no-brainer, but the ETN pick is a D, in my opinion.
I still see him as a little bit of an upgrade because they did find some picks to at least solve some of the issues, especially defensively.
Are we talking about the draft as the whole or first round?
No, I'm talking about
draft as a whole? I'd give him a B then.
Yeah, that's what
first round, C.
I'm not talking about just the first round because we could go.
Gotcha.
We could go all day with that. Yeah, I give him a B overall. You guys got anything to say on Jacksonville or
no? I think I don't think you can give them a B plus if you want. I think they addressed their issues.
I mean, the thing is
the whole ETN thing. If you're bringing him in only as a one down back, are you fucking kidding me?
Stupid.
But at the same time, as well as I do, running back is a dime a dozen kind of guy, and with injuries, you never know what happens with that. So you create yourself a little safety net, and you can't go wrong with that. I don't think you can anyway. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then,
yeah.
after that, you have the New York Jets. I mean, we all did pick Zach Wilson. We all did.
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy over here who's smirking his ass off right now. We all picked Zach Wilson to go second.
You know what? They had a great. Get out of here, Coach. Coach is all in my face. They had a great pick, 14th overall, I believe. Aaliyah Tucker.
They traded up for him.
They traded up for a guard to help protect Zach Wilson. They also already had Mekhi Becton. I mean, you're getting protection for the young stud Zach Wilson.
They're also possibly
great pick.
Talking about playing him at tackle.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
interesting.
And because their tackles are bad, I was listening to some guys on another show. They're saying that they're talking about putting him at tackle and kicking Becton over to right tackle. So
interesting.
Then they went for Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. They went for a wide receiver right out the gate as well. Then they went for Michael Carter out of North Carolina, the other running back behind.
He good too.
Behind
Javonte.
Behind Javonte. But then after that, they went straight defense all the way. They were like, we're getting all these defensive players,
including Michael Carter II. They picked 2 Michael Carters. I don't know if that's ever been done in the history of sports, but they.
But if you're Michael Carter, you're like fucking pumping your fist in the air, going, "Hell yeah, I'm Michael Carter. Pick my ass." But you know what they did?
From 2 rival schools.
They tried to bolster.
Oh my God, in the same state. Yeah.
When you think about how bad New York was this past year, they bolstered their defense. They went too deep at safety and corner.
Bad.
Why not? But you had the picks to do it, so why not bolster your secondary? So, if you had to draft what they had to say, if you had to say what they drafted and you wanted to rank it, I'd say they filled a lot of needs. I'd give them a solid B plus, A minus, maybe creeping up towards A. I think they got a lot of stuff going on. And we talked about this before the show, before Lucas got here. That's a team you want to see stop being 2-13, 2-14, but when it's coming down to the end of the season, trying to figure out if they're going to win a third game for the season. I want to see.
I thought you were saying maybe get them into the playoffs, and now you're saying the third game.
No, I want to see them win more games. I would love to see them vie for a chance at having a division title. That would be great, but they're in a tough division, and it's not going to be a freaking cakewalk. It's not going to be a cakewalk.
Well, at third, then you had the big, huge trade that came from San Francisco that went up to third.
Right.
Right off the bat, they take Trey Lance.
I'm the only one who picked Trey Lance.
You picked Trey Lance.
And after pick number 4, we all fucking suck.
Yeah.
Quarterback from North Dakota State.
Yep.
After one season of being a starting quarterback, he looked pretty damn good. But
If he was playing this year and came out next year, he'd have won his second FCS national championship. Because with him at the helm, they're freaking
unstoppable. Probably
they're probably the odds-on favorite to win.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're
oh, yeah.
their cousin.
There is no Sam Houston State if Trey Lance is the quarterback of North Dakota State.
And
there
their
just
cousins,
isn't.
the South Dakota State team, is should by all accounts win the FCS national championship.
Yeah.
They started true freshman. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. But at the same time, their run game
They've always
defines.
They've always been a run-first offense.
You know, their run game defines. And you know that as well as I do. How important it is it to have that run? Establish the run. You can't run power off tackle. You can't win.
No.
So.
I love the Lance pick because it allows San Francisco to hold on to Garoppolo. You know, you can develop Trey Lance.
Everybody talks shit on Garoppolo.
Trey Lance has a very high ceiling.
Right.
And now you don't have to throw him into the fire. Let him sit there, develop, learn an NFL offense, learn how to read coverages in practice.
They can,
and you can still use Garoppolo. You got a guy who got you to the Super Bowl in Garoppolo.
5 years. They got him
you're
for
good.
5 years.
Yep. They're
going to pick up his 5th-year option.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
they got him for 5 years.
No hurry to throw him in there. I think that's a great pick. I was as excited about that pick as I was about any other pick.
But you know what?
Night.
And you think about where Jimmy G is at, and he was in the same position behind Brady before he got a chance when Brady got hurt,
right?
Or was suspended. Sorry, when he got suspended after Deflategate, and then it ended up freaking Jimmy getting hurt.
Yeah.
The Patriots go on and win a Super Bowl that year. And then Jimmy gets traded. So, hey, they made their choice, but I can't say anything wrong about that choice. Trey Lance, You never know. It's quarterback of the future. They invested in, and you know, it's just like what you do with your own home and your own bank. You invest for the future, and that's what they did. And Shanahan's going to teach that kid. So.
I'd honestly give the 49ers like an A in this draft because they also pick up 2 offensive linemen. They also pick up Trey Sermon from Ohio State as well.
Think about their running game.
Yeah, Mostert and him together. Mostert, oh man.
Think about that. I mean, Trey Sermon.
He doesn't get the love that he deserves.
Trey Sermon
right
was on a different level this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
he came out of nowhere to be that every down back, and you know.
I mean, he was good at Oklahoma.
Okay. But they don't play defense in that freaking.
Yeah, but he learned how to run more pro style rather than true spread shit. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think they had a big get when you pick freaking linemen from Notre Dame. Those guys end up playing for a long fucking time in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. Don't rub up against the mic.
So, but they did. You know, they I think they were very diverse in their picks between offense and defense and filling needs. I would probably draft them as an A, or I would probably rank their draft as an A.
Look who their GM is, John Lynch. He knows a thing or two about
knocking people the fuck out,
building great teams.
Yeah, he's been a part of a couple anyway. You know.
Then after that, you have the Cincinnati Bungles.
What about Atlanta? I think we skipped Atlanta. Did we talk about Atlanta?
Oh, wait, no. 4 was Atlanta?
4 was Atlanta.
4 was Atlanta, yeah.
5 was Cincy. Okay, 4 was Atlanta. My fault. They chose Kyle Pitts.
That's a no-brainer.
First round.
I mean, he's so multiple.
Right.
But, like, people are bitching and moaning. Okay, there's not enough balls to go around. Still.
You can never have too many weapons.
You have Kyle Pitts, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Like, you can't play man against that.
No. How do you scheme that up?
I just.
It's Jimmy's and Joe's at the end of the day.
The old adage.
And you get Kyle's Pitts is a Jimmy. He ain't a Joe.
He's not.
Kyle
He's not a Jimmy.
Aren't Jimmy's the really good ones, or Joe's the good one?
Jimmy's and Joe's are the X's and O's. That's all. Jimmy's and Joe's are better than your X's and O's.
Right, I got you, but I figured.
So Jimmy's and Joe's, both of them.
Gotcha. All right. Let's just say Kyle Pitts is on a different level than normal guys.
We were once again we were talking before the show that Kyle Pitts is a freaking wide receiver in sheep's clothing. I mean, he's just you're going to try and match up a linebacker on a guy who has wide receiver speed.
Good luck.
Good
luck.
But it's not the same as Gronkowski was, 4 or 5 years ago at 6'7", 260 and could outrun your ass. This is a whole nother animal. And Kyle Pitts is good. He's just good. So, great choice. And when I look at our list of what we picked, Lucas and Vigna both picked Kyle Pitts going number 4 to Atlanta. I was thinking Justin Fields. And CJ was going Patrick Surtain. He was going defense for Atlanta, who woefully needs a better defense. But
CJ stays.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
If you push a task off to the side and say, sweep it under the fucking rug.
Yeah, but when you look at what they picked in the later rounds,
they picked a couple defensive players.
They went safety. They went corner. They went corner. They went D tackle. They went defensive end. They went corner again. So they are addressing those needs. But I when CJ and I remember when we talked about it when the draft was going on, you have to address your shitty defense. You just have to. It got your freaking previous head coach. He fucking got him fired. So, all right.
That Dallas game still sticks in my head.
That
was an embarrassment. That really was.
That's in a microcosm what happened going all the way back to the 28-3 freaking Super Bowl loss.
Not just because it was the Dallas Cowboys, but because 99 times out of 100, you win that fucking game.
You're supposed to win.
You win that game, and you lost the one way. Well, another reason was also because when the ball came to the guy who just stared at the ball and he goes, well, what do I do here now? And, it just goes right by him. That happens. I just think that if you sweep a problem under the rug, it's going to bite you in the ass.
If you had to grade them, where are we putting Atlanta in this draft?
I mean, my thing is, I hate giving out grades because ultimately it's like...
You're a teacher. Sure. What the fuck are you talking about?
Touche.
Yeah, you're fucking math
you all are teachers, soon to be over here to the left.
You're a math teacher who quantifies things.
I'm just.
But it's all about the development, right? Yes, you might look good on paper, but we don't know. We don't know. My thing is, did they address their needs?
They definitely reached in round 2. I mean, maybe I just didn't know who this guy was, but I heard the name Richie Grant, and I was just like, who? When that happened, I'd never heard of Richie Grant, but he went early in the second round because they were trying to fill that defensive back need that they have.
That's the guy out of UCF, right?
Yeah. I personally never heard of him.
Safety,
TCU safety, Richie Grant.
Oh, TCU. Yeah.
What?
UCF. He's UCF.
I thought it was UCF.
It says
TCU.
TCU.
Richie Grant?
Yeah.
No, it was UCF. I literally am looking at it right now.
Trayvon
Moaning. Morig.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say his last name. Morig,
yeah, something like that. But the next pick...
I'm just telling you what I see right there. You can see this fucking error then, right?
That's wrong. Then that's wrong.
And I have a microphone in front of me, so I'm right.
Yeah, exactly.
I am right when I'm wrong.
All right, well, either way, the next one...
All right. All right, pick number 5.
Maybe the most disappointing pick of the draft, in my opinion.
We went...
Hey, you can't hate them, though, because they went for one in the second round, right? So it's only a step down.
I colored that yellow as a warning sign to freaking Cincinnati choosing who they did.
What if you're a Bengals fan? What do you think? What do you think?
I have one buddy who is a Bengals fan who loved the pick, but I don't think he knows what...
Because he's a fan, Lucas.
Does he understand football?
That's what I'm saying. He's a fan.
He understands football.
Does he understand in the NFL you have to keep your franchise upright?
Right.
Whenever we get into L.A., the Chargers, I'm going to talk about how they chose the right fucking pick for their guy over this franchise.
Anybody in their right mind, including us Ford's fucking football geniuses, picked the best possible guy that you could have to keep a guy who's coming off of an ACL injury because you couldn't protect him is freaking Penei Sewell, and every one of us picked him.
You know what they basically said to Joe? He's like, look, Justin Herbert didn't get fucking hurt, and he didn't have an offensive line. You're a pussy. I'm not giving you an offensive line. That's literally what they said to him.
I get that Jamar Chase and him had a connection. I get that. But that doesn't translate to pro football.
No, it doesn't. There's no buddy system in this shit.
Everybody's out there making a paycheck. I mean,
this is a job.
I don't think he was the number one receiver in the draft.
I don't think so either. Philly got the number one receiver to me.
This is what we agree on, you know?
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is that you have an opportunity where your fans, during that, I remember the Steelers-Bengals game, they literally have their fucking posters up of like, draft Penei Sewell. He is there. And I know that they're an organization. They don't want to listen to the fans. They have to make their own decision. But what does that fucking tell your fans then, man? We've won this many games.
They haven't won a playoff game.
They've won fucking 10 games in the past 3 seasons.
They haven't won a playoff game in
Not since Marvin Lewis has been there.
All right, let's go back. Last time I'll do this.
Marvin Lewis never won a playoff game.
I know, 30-some years.
Yeah, they never won a playoff game. You have a once-in-a-lifetime QB as of right now who went out halfway through the season because guess what? You saw in the Philly game. Guess what? Say it. When's the last time they won?
30 years.
Bush was president of the United States. The Icky Shuffle was alive. Well, A.J. Green was 2 years old, and Home Alone had just hit theaters. It was also the last playoff game the Cincinnati Bengals won. They beat the Houston Oilers 41-14.
They beat a franchise that wasn't even fucking around.
They beat a franchise that does not exist. 30 years ago today, and that was January 20. 30 years ago, I got to go back 30 years, 1991.
3 decades.
Yeah.
January 6th, 1995. And so this guy says it's Cincinnati. It was January 6th, 1991, 10,950 days ago, Wednesday.
You weren't talking about George W. You're talking about George H.W.
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 Old man George.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to tell you right now, like this, I know you don't like to give out grades.
And completed 14 of 20 passes. This guy even spelled 14 of 20 passes. 450 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to say this right now. I know you don't like to give grades. This team gets a fucking D in my book because you still went for the Jamar Chase pick. Even if you didn't go for the Jamar Chase pick or didn't want to go for an offensive lineman, you had a defense that had 17 fucking sacks. You had a defense that had a league worst pass rush in the NFL, and you decided to let's get him another weapon. Even if you didn't go O-line, you didn't address any fucking thing on the defense in the first round either, since you didn't go for the top offensive lineman. You get a fucking D in my book.
Yeah,
you get a D.
That's probably the most head scratcher one. Passing on a generation.
That's got to be a
generational
offensive lineman.
I mean,
period. You know, you look at the great ones that have played the game, and you didn't pass on them. Him. Tristan Wirfs, everybody passed on him in the Buccaneers. He dropped down the draft board. The Buccaneers go, we'll take Tristan Wirfs. And he fucking plays essentially.
No, he didn't fall down. They were there to take him because the Buccaneers
were
awful.
They were pretty shitty.
The Buccaneers were awful with Winston, and they were like,
hey, we recognize a need.
Yeah.
I mean,
we got rid of our 30 for 30 guy.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is they get a fucking D because if you didn't address the offensive line, did you address your awful defensive pass rush? No, you get a fucking D.
But, the only upside to this is they did get a bona fide playmaker in Jamar Chase. Don't
matter if your quarterback goes down week 1.
I understand.
Don't matter.
And here's the thing. Is Joe Burrow going to be ready to play week 1?
I mean,
they're saying he is, but okay. I don't know. But Last thought here. I mean,
Adrian Peterson played 9 months after a freaking torn ACL.
Last thought on the Bungles.
That's a different animal.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase hasn't played football in
he did take a year off.
in 2 years. So
Just a weird pick. Just an odd pick. And it upset me because I'm a fan of the game. And I want to see I want to see good players play, and that
I'm a fan of Joe Burrow.
It didn't
Well,
sit well.
I do not begrudge these young guys who decided that they were going to opt out, assuming they couldn't afford to get sick or they couldn't afford to have a family member get sick. They couldn't afford any of those things. Because when you look at a lot of these guys, and I don't give a shit who they are, these guys are just scraping by. Some of them have an opportunity to change their family's life.
I see what you're saying, but
for the rest of their lives. They're going to change their lives. So, and Jamar Chase is a hell of a football player. He's a really good He's the best overall freaking NFL ready receiver in the lot. He is. He might not be the best route runner, but he's the best NFL ready guy.
Okay, well, let's talk about the next team then.
All right.
Miami, they take Waddle.
Moon's over.
They take Jalen Waddle. They take the kid,
who is the best overall route runner in the draft.
He's smooth.
It felt like a pick to me. Like the Dolphins were sitting there, they're thinking, "Oh, they're going to take Cincinnati's going to take Penei Sewell. We'll get Jamar Chase."
They'll get Jamar Chase.
And when Jamar Chase got picked, they were like, "Well, shit. Now we got to take Waddle because that's really the thing that stood out to me that they needed was a wide receiver." So that they were sitting there like,
and guess who he's going to be throwing? Who's going to be throwing to?
Yeah,
is a guy that he
knows
well.
Some a little bit of chemistry.
But is he going to get benched in week 2 and then brought back into week 3 and week 4? I'm just messing with you.
No, I know, but you never know.
It's not a bad pick by the Dolphins.
No, I don't see that. I made it gray.
Well,
I made the yellow as a warning sign. If you look at my screen, I made a warning sign for Cincinnati, and then the gray ones are who they are because CJ went Devontae Smith, which was hey, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, same Heisman, same guy. Kyle Pitts. I'm sorry, I picked Kyle Pitts, but he had been picked earlier. Lucas went Jamar Chase, but he had been picked the choice before. And then Vignon went Devontae Smith, who doesn't fall until week what he goes.
The Eagles.
Yeah, I know, but when did the Eagles pick number 10?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, when they jump up from Dallas to pick that.
Mm-hmm.
So I marked them as gray because I thought those were the move to make.
Heisman Trophy winner drops to number 10. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy.
And I think it had a lot to do with his size. He's just not that NFL size guy.
I get
that, but that don't fucking matter. If you can play ball in the NFL, you can play ball.
He's got two things you can't account for: wheels and hands. Because anything that's thrown at him within freaking 3 yards of the ball, that son of a bitch catches it.
I mean, my thing is he's so slippery. Like he can contort his body.
Who does he remind you of in the NFL right now?
People say Tyreek Hill for Waddle,
but I think he's better.
Hill's faster.
Waddle or Smith?
Oh, I was talking Waddle. I'm sorry. Who are we're talking about? Smith or Waddle?
No, it's Smith.
Oh, okay. We're talking Smith.
I already got him.
Is it?
I don't know.
Maybe from a size perspective, it's Deshaun Jackson. I don't know if he's as fast as Deshaun Jackson. Smith's a way better route runner, way better technical route runner.
Oh, Deshaun Jackson never ran routes.
He right, exactly.
But here's the thing:
go down the field. That's all he ever did.
He couldn't figure out when he crossed the end zone line either.
Exactly.
Devonta Smith can run any.
You know what he is? He's a black Julian Edelman. A clutch receiver in the slot who just gets open and you throw him the ball and his son of a bitch makes plays after he freaking catches it. He is going to be devastating in that 5 to 12 yard range when you get him in the ball, crossing routes, and he's just devastating.
Can you imagine him?
And he gets his buddy back. He gets Jalen Hurts now too. So you have two teams that
that match. So that's I think when we put the gray on there, we're not losing anything.
Okay,
let's go to pick
Miami. I can't say much because they didn't have that many picks because this was their plan all along.
Yeah.
Get Tua, trade up, get as many picks as they give away picks as they possibly can. So I can't really say much on their draft. Who was next?
Detroit at pick number 7.
Maybe the best,
the smartest
pick of the top 10.
The smartest.
They had to have 0 mock drafts or Penei so fell to that.
I thought they probably had Slater going to them all along, and they would have been, and they were probably stoked to get Slater.
Yes, but they probably had no idea Penei Sewell would ever get past Cincy
or Darashaw. Either one.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, you saw how fast they turned that pick in on the live show. Dude.
The way they celebrated in their war room, they did everything short of hugging and kissing in there. I mean, they were high-fiving, chest bumping. I mean, they were pumped that they got Penei Sewell.
I guarantee you they had no idea that he was going to fall to them. They said, okay, hypothetically, what happens? We're going to take him no matter what.
I'm telling you what. I have a massive erection watching that happen. You're like, oh, my God.
I mean,
how do you not do that?
And the thing is, they already have a good left tackle in Taylor Decker, so it's going to be interesting to see. Do you move Taylor Decker over to right tackle and let Penei play left? Or does Penei Sewell, a generational tackle talent, play right tackle for a team? That's insane to think about either way.
Hell, why can't you just throw him at guard, run right off the left side?
Right. I mean, that Jared Goff, he'll be well protected. Yes. He won't get hit in the back at all if that were to happen.
All right, so where do you think they fit in the whole grand scheme of things?
I mean, Dan Campbell got good, tough. It fits who he is.
He's biting kneecaps. I mean, that was a biting kneecap kind of pick.
I mean, he got players that fit his mentality, and I think they have a plan. Hopefully, it's better than what Matt Patricia had.
Nah, Matt Patricia was a freaking coordinator. He wasn't a head coach.
Yeah.
I think he just found that out. And he's going to – guess where he's at now?
New England, but it's okay.
Well, did you see that whenever, Brian Flores was talking to Jalen Waddle?
What?
He called him on the phone. He's like, look, I'm a safeties coach, okay? Watch your back. He was just like, I'm not proud of this, but welcome to the team.
Yeah.
Because he's talking to a receiver.
I just think Detroit, you talk about a franchise that he's been through heartbreak, who's one of the original, 6?
Been through fucking heartbreak?
They haven't won dog.
Yeah, that's only because that's fucking Detroit's fault.
I'm just saying.
They literally had a generational running back in their history and a generational wide receiver, and they killed their careers.
I know. But it's what Coach is saying, right? That you root for these teams that have historically sucked balls, and you want them to succeed. You want them to do well.
I want them to succeed, but once again, when you have a defense who was last in total defense and scoring defense,
you can't pass Penei Sewell.
And I now understand that with Jared Goff in the picture now. But I also have to say that means in total, you had the most yardage allowed against you and the most points scored against you. That's a fucking problem to me.
True.
That's a huge problem to me. And unless you really gnawed the bone, unless you really fucking gnaw the bone down to the bone of those kneecaps, your defense needs some help.
Antietam Brew.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway,
we had to get a
next
wet our whistle with
Carolina Panthers. They take J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. I said he would be a top 10 pick.
We figured he would be.
There, but I think that
you went Trey Lance with a trade from Carolina. It didn't happen. That's okay.
Because I said the Bears would trade up.
I went Jamar Chase thinking he would drop a little bit farther, and still not wrong. Rashawn Slater was Lucas's pick, and then Waddle, who was just two picks away. So
I think
once again another guy.
I mean, Matt Rule has a plan.
I know, and Matt Rule I think got a steal with Chuba Hubbard. Out of Oklahoma State.
He's good.
Because you know why? Because Matt Rule coached against him, and he's like,
you saw in the interview.
I want you now.
He said his wife said to pick it. Make that pick. Did you see that? He said you better. He said that. Let me keep stuttering here.
Good, isn't it?
You better not pass on it. She told it straight.
I'm telling you, yeah, they got to steal with Chuba Hubbard in the third round. I really do think that they did.
He's good. He's a good running back.
He was a top 4 running back in the country 2 years ago.
I mean,
back when football was normal.
I didn't think he would be, jumping from Temple to Baylor to the pros. He's got a plan, and they're all in on Darnold. They got help around them. Like that takes a little bit load off of McCaffrey too. Think about that.
Dude, they even drafted a fucking long snapper from Alabama. They
how about that? He didn't even think he thought he was.
You serious, bro?
Yeah.
Wait, you're drafting me? That's what he said.
Yeah, I know.
And Rule's going, yeah, bro.
Because that's how he talks too.
Yeah, bro. I'm drafting you.
That's how he talks.
That was great.
Okay.
I don't think when you look at their overall needs are going to be answered, but hey.
Okay.
Well, I thought if a corner was going to be picked, it was going to be Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see Horn go.
Not that Horn's.
I didn't think it was. I'm not hating the pick.
He was the second highest rated.
First.
Yeah, he was the second highest pick.
I think
rated cornerback.
Surtain is again.
He's like a Marlon Humphrey. He's like one of Minka.
He looks like his daddy out there.
That's what
the way
I'm saying.
He plays. He looks like his dad. Granted, his dad played safety, but
then the next pick was the Denver Broncos, who did go on to pick Patrick Surtain,
which is a no-brainer.
Yeah. Which is a no-brainer, and I think that when Vic Fangio is right there saying, well, maybe
we weren't too far off. CJ and, myself and Vigna picked Micah Parsons, which was defensive thing.
Right.
I don't think you were that far off with Patrick Surtain.
No.
I don't know. Denver. I think Denver has a nice pick.
And after getting rid of what's his name, Philip Lindsay, they went for the pick of Javonte from North Carolina.
Yeah,
they went
Javonte Williams.
They didn't have a bad first couple picks.
They chose a kid from D2 football out of Wisconsin Whitewater.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't do.
I go, my God, they are finding some boys that are gonna
play football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Javonte Williams had the record for broken tackles this season. Is that right? I don't know what the exact record was.
I'll take your word for it, Coach.
But I
ain't gonna fucking look it up, but I bet you're right.
But who the fuck keeps a stat like the most broken tackles?
I don't know. This seems like the guy to do it over here. Anyway, but yeah, they got some great picks, and on top of that, I mean, the quarterback situation, they got the trade for Teddy Bridgewater, and maybe they're just like, I don't want to fucking go through the headache of like trying to get another quarterback in here, and maybe Aaron Rodgers might go there. Maybe who knows what's going to happen. By the way, Blake Bortles got signed today. The boat's going to Green Bay right now. So there you go. Blake Bortles got signed by the Green Bay Packers.
Nah.
Why would I fucking lie about the boat going to the Green Bay Packers?
Boats and hose going to freaking Green Bay.
No, he really did get signed by the Green Bay Packers.
Really?
Hey, Aaron Rodgers is not playing another game for the Packers. I'm here to tell you right now. So they had to go They had to go get Blake Bortles, like CJ said, the boat. They had to go get him. I mean, he's there. Pick him up.
Are you serious? You honestly think that? I don't know what to think.
Unless they sign him to an extension, he'll be back if he signs an extension.
What is the whole deal? What is his whole deal?
He's just butthurt.
Yeah,
about Jordan Love.
About this Jordan Love pick.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I just don't think he will play. I think he's got jeopardy going for him. I think
difference between him and fucking Brady.
Yeah, I just think I think Aaron Rodgers has what's the word I'm looking for? Beyond, he's got interest beyond football for when it's all said and done.
Tom Brady
and if it's not
doesn't.
Perfect,
And
I said it. His future's in jeopardy.
I don't think Tom
he's
Brady.
He's married to a supermodel who's worth twice what he is.
I know, and that's why.
And freaking Aaron Rodgers.
Tom is going to be that fucking dad that's just going to be like.
Tom will be a stay-at-home dad. Is what he will be.
Yeah, he will be a commentator, and he will be.
No way!
He will be a commentator.
Brady's a stay-at-home dad.
He will be a commentator, and he will be the best commentator at that job as well.
He's freaking Tom Brady is going to model Versace fucking $5,000.
Yeah, I can see him like modeling and shit.
And
but
watch him become a broadcaster.
Following in on.
There's no way he will. There's no way he will overtake Tony
Romo. That's what I think.
Watch
Well,
it
no,
fucking.
it'll be a stay-home
You're
dad
telling
who
me if
models.
you had the opportunity to take over,
I think
to
you
take
might-
Tony Romo over Tom Brady, who knows everything and
crazy.
anything,
Tony
and
Romo knows a little bit about, even though he can't win.
can win
Can't
two
win.
fucking playoff
Can't
games in
win.
his
Tony
career.
Romo knows a little bit, but granted, he doesn't make the people around him
All
better.
I know is Aaron Rodgers dates a girl who couldn't. A girl.
And Aaron
I say
Rodgers-
girl because I'm older than she is, who tried to drive cars with men and couldn't do it.
And-
Wasn't he dating Olivia Wilde for a little bit? Like he's been
Yeah,
like
he was.
he-
He was with
no,
Danica
he's
Patrick.
fucking-
Maybe
he's
he can't
blowing
find
Jake
Brothers playing
from
the field,
State Farm.
coach.
he can't find
blowing-
women up there in Green Bay. Is it Slim Pickens up
Okay.
there? Or what?
No, he's
Another
blowing
thing
Jake
that-
from State Farm.
And then you have
He is
this,
for the LA
Aaron
girls.
Rodgers was in the
Isn't he
situation
dating,
with
what's
Brett
her name?
Favre.
The
I bet
freaking
Brett
former
Favre felt
NASCAR
pretty
driver,
pissed
what's her
off
name?
whenever Aaron
Sure.
Rodgers came in. But you also look at, you always want to talk about the GOAT conversation between him and Brady.
He's not.
You know,
There's no one even close. It's not-
But what I'm saying is that you
not
had the
a
Jimmy G
NASCAR.
situation where they drafted him out of what is it, Eastern Illinois? Eastern
Yes.
Illinois.
Yeah.
And guess what? Tom Brady's like, okay, I'll train you up. I'll get you ready for when your time comes in. And guess what? When it was his time to come in, it's like, look, I'm going to get
Shailene
suspended
Woodley?
for some bullshit. I'm going to get
Who the fuck
suspended
is
for
that?
whatever.
She's from that HBO series.
I'm going to get suspended. Okay, you're going to have to be ready to take over the reins. And I taught you everything I know. And guess what? Jimmy G was perfect for the fucking opening job when he got suspended. And look at
I
him in
know,
San Francisco. He took him to a Super Bowl. And
But
what?
that's why people aren't begging to go play in Green Bay. Because Tom Brady is the ultimate teammate.
That's what I'm saying.
He
though, is
said-
that,
And
like,
it's
he's-
colder than a witch's titty, as my mentor
what
Pepper Martin says.
the which is titty
Your mentor who?
Pepper Martin.
older than a witch's titty.
But that's the difference between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Who the
Tom
fuck is
Brady.
Shailene-
Aaron Rodgers cares about
Shailene
being the
Woodley.
picture, the face. of
Have
the
you
Green Bay
seen
Packers.
any HBO series?
Is she on Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, I haven't
She's
either.
on that Reese Witherspoon HBO.
Lick my ass.
Okay, let's move
Wasn't
on.
that
All
one?
right.
This is getting off the
All right,
rails.
it's getting weird, but all right, let's get back to the draft.
Fuck Aaron
Next-
Rodgers.
next one.
Fuck him and the Shailene
Go
Woodley
Bears.
and
Go Bears.
the freaking former NASCAR driver who couldn't do
Danica.
shit. Danica.
Next
Danica
up,
Patrick.
Dickica. Bitch. Fuck her.
next up was
Pick
Philly.
number 9.
Huh?
Just
Number 10.
I
Next
know,
up
we're
was
on 10.
Philly, who fell right into their hands. They trade up. They get
They get him.
they trade over Dallas. They basically switch places and they say, okay, we're taking the number 10 pick, and they get Devontae Smith. Now, I will say it was a good pick, but last year they also took a receiver in the first round. They took Jalen Reagor. And while Jalen Reagor was hurt for most of the year, I do have to say that Reagor, towards the end of the year, I'm like, okay. I mean, he didn't have a full season. I'm liking
Yeah.
what I'm seeing so far.
I'm not sold on him yet, but
I'm not sold, but also, I mean, they had just a season just to forget. Let's just say that. They had a season
Right.
where,
yeah.
Quarterback play, controversy, the whole 9 yards,
know,
injuries.
Doug not having a good time with Carson and all that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And
but
they got a whole new coach who doesn't even know where the fuck he is.
But
they'll be
anyway.
throwing batteries at him. It's,
Yeah, he might last about 9 games.
Dude, the freaking-
I could see it. Just his.
I'm
his
telling you
mannerisms.
what, the Philadelphia Eagles fans and the section that entails all of the drunk Irish welders are going to be throwing shit at the sideline when they don't
All
win.
I know is I had no idea, but I found out that he is a D3 head coach's brother, W&J's head coach.
Who?
Mike Sirianni, his brother is the head coach of the Eagles. I was like, wow, blown away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just a little confused on that head coaching hire. But I guess
He might have interviewed his ass off.
maybe.
You know? He
Or wait,
could've-
you can be
he could've- he
you
could've
can do a
lit it
great
up.
interview, but
and be a
can you
very
coach?
awkward person.
No, but it's
There
the
are
same
people who
thing.
do shit interviews and get jobs too.
Yes.
I've heard about that happening too.
Yes.
So.
So, but we're not going to do that one because Lucas has 2 freaking job interviews coming up on
not
Monday.
gonna lie, yeah.
Exactly.
He's
Anyway.
gonna knock him out of the park.
But
Boy wants to be employed.
Bad.
other than that, I mean, Philly, they go for the Dickerson
bad.
steal, which I was very upset about.
Yeah.
They go for the Dickerson steal, which doesn't make sense because we've said that he's a true center.
We were talking about it. Where are they going to play him? Like, he's a true center. You can't play him What are you giving up on your Mr. Kelsey? Like, what do you?
I'm telling you, he's the best center.
You can come over to the other side of the state. We'll take you. Don't worry.
But other than that, they pick up some defensive players, which they do need. A couple defensive linemen, which I don't fucking understand why you need more defensive linemen. You already have Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave.
Yeah, but they're old. Well, Hargrave's not, but Fletcher Cox.
Don't you dare fucking talk shit about Hargrave.
South Carolina State, baby.
Fletcher's just old, man.
Yeah, he's old, but he is still.
He can still play.
He is still one of the premier. He's a Hakeem Nicks type of like premier defensive lineman like that. Old, but he still can do it.
Yeah, gets it done anyway. Shit.
All right, next, the surprise of the night: the Chicago Bears.
Oh, get us up here, baby!
I still
love the move.
Yeah, same.
They go for Justin Fields out of Ohio State. He's still left on the board.
You knew somebody was going to snag him.
Yep. And then after that, I can't believe I'm saying this. I cannot believe I am saying this. I'm giving the Bears an A, actually, for the way that they have drafted. After that, they draft 3 offensive linemen after that and say, hey, guess what? We have a star running back, a stud running back in Montgomery. We're going to get Cohen back. Let's start bolstering our offensive line. We know what our defense can do.
And Justin Fields should be happy because that shows that a team wanted him, trading up to get him.
Right.
That they believed in him.
And there was a pretty cool tweet that was put out because of course, if people didn't listen to the show, I'm a little bit of a Bears fan. He had this tweet where he was hanging his number 1 jersey up, and he basically said, "Let's stop talking, let's get down to work." And that's what you want to hear from. That's what you want to hear from your pick. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure that was the pick to have, but at the same time, I like his whole attitude. I like everything about the way he's approaching this. And we once again, we keep saying this shit before the show in our discussions. You've got Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick, who's sitting in the wings, just waiting back there.
He's just catching money.
Then you got the Red Rifle, freaking Andy Dalton, who CJ just
loves.
CJ has nothing but love for Andy Dalton. Now, we said that we don't think that Chicago is the place for a Tannehill to resurrect his career like he did coming from Miami to Tennessee. Is that going to happen for somebody like Andy Dalton? I don't know. There's a lot to be.
Dallas was the answer for him.
But you say that, and you look at his stats, and Andy Dalton didn't play that badly. He didn't play that poorly.
He played like a solid backup. In my opinion. I mean, he did his job.
And that's what I think he is at this point in his career. I think that's what he is.
I know, but at the same time, when you look at freaking Ryan Tannehill coming from Miami, he was a solid backup in Miami. He comes to Tennessee, and then all of a sudden
he has a good running back. He has a good running game that sets him up.
I know, but we're getting that. We got freaking Khalil Herbert. We got freaking Tariq Cohen. We got guys who can freaking take the load off of you. Tariq Cohen was injured last year. You know, there's guys that are coming back. There are things that are falling in place, and maybe Andy Dalton takes the pressure off of Justin Fields and lets him ease into the game. And if that happens, I'm happy with that, because when you look at where Justin Fields was when he was at Ohio State. He had to play behind Dwayne Haskins. He had to play, he transfers from Georgia to come there. And then he gets a little bit of a quarterback battle with Dwayne Haskins.
No.
Haskins.
He was at Georgia behind Jake Fromm.
I know, but then he goes to Ohio State.
Yeah, and he gets the starting job immediately because Dwayne Haskins had left.
It went to the league. Has that been freaking...
Yeah.
Well, the whole 2019 thing escapes us. So
yeah,
but you're right. Okay, so it's the same process. It's the same thinking. It's the same mentality.
And I mean, he made the right decision because he wasn't going to get higher at Georgia. He just wasn't. He wasn't going to get higher.
Jake Fromm was the guy.
No. I'm saying, like, if he did become the starter, he was not going to get a first-round pick with Kirby Smart. He just wasn't.
Oh, come on. Why are you such a Kirby Smart hater, man?
Because what did Kirby Smart do to Jake Fromm other than make
Jake
him
Fromm's
throw?
not talented. He has no arm strength.
Yeah, once
putting your arms out like that.
Because once
I like
again,
Kirby Smart. I'll admit it.
I want to take a picture of you doing that.
I wish we'd.
He's got no arm strength.
I wish there'd be like a live stream that like people could watch on
With
YouTube.
cameras?
Yeah, but yeah, like
I've been trying to get CJ to do that, and he don't want to do it.
I mean,
We don't have to
don't
wear
know.
masks.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just didn't think. I actually think Kirby Smart's staff squeezed a little bit of something out of Jake Fromm for a little bit.
See,
That's what I think.
Jake Fromm was good when he was at Georgia.
he was
even though
And
he
they
didn't. Even
because
though
they
he did.
tailor fit that offense to his strength.
Yes.
yeah,
Strengths.
and that's what has to happen in the NFL in order for Justin Fields to be good. Will Matt Nagy tailor an offense around this kid's skills? And if
They
they
finally
can do that,
have a quarterback though that they can actually work with.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I still think what they did.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Tevin Jenkins, freaking Larry Borum. I think that those are all the things. I don't know about the Khalil Herbert thing. I don't know. Daz Newsome from freaking North Carolina.
Hey.
You know, you're adding weapons.
That's a Hampton Crabber. Now don't be hating on the Hampton Crabber.
No, I'm not. I'm just thinking those are things that freaking Allen Robinson needs to take the pressure off of him. And when you get a guy like freaking
Daz can play the slot.
Yeah,
He can.
yeah.
He can do a lot.
And then you got to bolster a little bit of defense because I think, and it's the one thing that I don't want to admit, is the fact that you got to get rid of Khalil Mack. You got to get rid of him to
Unfortunately.
open up.
It's a
to
lot of
open up
contract.
future.
That's a lot of
future
contract.
drafts. Yes, but you never know. I like it. I hope Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy have made the right decision. We'll find out. So
Yes, we will.
let's go, Justin Fields. I'm not buying a Fields
okay,
jersey
since we spent
anytime soon.
10 minutes talking about the fucking Bears.
That's where we're talking about. Hey, I'm half of this fucking podcast because my money is sitting on the table over there. So shut your ass.
Yeah, CJ.
money that supported a franchise that drafted Mitchell Trubisky. You're right.
Go ahead and rub that computer that I paid for.
Anyway,
Yeah, CJ.
after that you had shut up, you curvy smarts.
And he wasn't kidding when he looked at you. I'm just busting balls. All right, it's good.
Dallas
Good,
Cowboys are next. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but like they out of their 11 draft picks, they chose 8 defensive players. They saw that their defense.
Jerry wasn't drunk.
He wasn't drunk, and
You're not
like I
saying-
said, if
you're
your
saying
defense was the problem, if your defense had a huge problem,
You're not.
Let's resurrect
you're
that
not saying
problem.
it properly. It's
Jera.
Always.
Jera.
It's
and you get the
Jera.
best linebacker in the draft. You get Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
And
by
then
far.
after that, you keep going more and more and more defensive players.
Huh?
Because once again, you saw that your defense was a huge problem, even though Dak was out, even though he was injured. You saw that even when you did not have a starting quarterback, your defense had a lot of problems. So how do you fix that? You draft defensive players. It's crazy, I know. Boom, crazy. Anyway,
They got, how many offensive linemen did they draft? They
got
drafted
2.
one.
They
Josh
got
Ball
2.
from Marshall and
He's a big motherfucker. He's from Fredericksburg too.
Josh Ball. That's
and then they
it.
got Matt Farniak from Nebraska. So they got 2 offensive linemen, and then they got a wide receiver.
Farniak. Okay, yeah, I got you.
They got a wide receiver from Stanford, but everybody else defensive players. They got
Yeah.
all defensive players. So
Did they not address support for their receiving core?
why did they need to? Their receiving core was pretty damn good up until the point when
you go all the way back and you check the tapes. Check the fucking tapes. If you go back to when I said at the beginning of the NFL season, I thought that the freaking Dallas Cowboys had all the freaking weapons to
They
be
did.
one of the best teams
They
in the
did.
NFL at that time. And
They
a
did.
viable,
They do.
deep playoff potential Super Bowl.
You have a 3-headed monster.
the best of freaking offense.
You have a 3-headed monster.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
I agree with you. They have a 3-headed monster.
okay, well,
But I think you needed more help on the offensive line.
Well,
I like the Parsons pick.
Yeah.
There's not much other
No.
for me to say than
Dude,
that. There's not
how
much
could
to
you
say to
not like him?
Yeah.
Even if you picked first, you could have picked Micah Parsons, and everybody went, okay, yeah, we kind of like that pick.
Okay, after that, you have what I consider the smartest pick in the draft, because now we're past the time when we got off. Okay, this is when we left.
Yeah, that was
Dallas
pick
Cowboys.
12.
Now
Pick
we're
12
on.
was
Now
the
we're going down the
Cowboys.
list of the rest of the teams that have still yet to pick. If teams have picked another pick in the first round, we're not going to show them because we already fucking talked about them. This one was the Los Angeles Chargers. They picked Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern.
Oh,
They
protecting the franchise.
Yep.
They saw what Justin Herbert did with a crappy offensive line. Jesus. He got probably killed just as much as what Joe Burrow did. The only difference is he didn't go down with an ACL tear. And on top of that, you saw what he was able to do when he was upright. My God.
Big arm.
It was unreal.
I pray that he doesn't have a sophomore slump because
Exactly.
Because I hate to see that guys do so well and then they suck their next year and then third year they get cut or
I don't see that with him.
Or I don't
He's
either.
So good,
You know,
man. Herbert's so
he
good.
reminds me of a lot like freaking Buffalo's quarterback Josh Allen.
Yeah, no,
he
that's
reminds
a great
me
comparison.
I think he reminds me a lot of that. He's just a playmaker. The fucking guy makes plays.
I hope he does well. I hope
Yeah.
And
they
New
started
head
off
coach,
right
too.
by drafting Rashawn Slater, who can play
Yes.
4 different positions on the offensive
and
line.
he's smart, so that's why.
He
Yeah,
went to
you're no
Northwestern.
dum dum if you go to freaking Northwestern.
smart.
Because
So yeah.
that's in what town?
Chi-town.
Chi-town. Chicago.
Anyway, so that's the Chargers pick, and like I said, they did everything right.
Are we at the Patriots pick? Is that?
No, next one is the
goodness.
Vikings pick.
Racist.
Next one is the Minnesota Vikings. Have to talk about the
Whoa,
Vikings.
wait. At
No.
14?
Yeah.
That was the
No,
Jets.
that was the Jets.
Oh,
The Vikings traded that pick to New
yeah.
York.
So never mind. We already talked about
Minnesota.
We are at the Pats. My favorite dad bod quarterback other than Tom Brady.
He fell right into his fucking hands.
They didn't even have to move
Bill
to get him.
Belichick sat there with the
That
cigar in his
that-
hand, and he said, "Let
that
it
bastard.
burn."
That
That's like the
bastard.
scene from Saving Private Ryan, where the soldiers yelling back as the flamethrowers are going off in the bunker. Let them burn. That's literally what he was saying to his freaking people.
Bella as he throws
That
drinks
bastard
to his little husky.
Has the best luck in the world.
It's not luck. It's made. You know.
I swear the NFL is rigged for that.
For who? Belichick?
Yeah.
There
Oh,
ain't no
come
way.
on now. Don't
it's
get me
rigged
started.
for Brady, if anybody.
Ah.
And it's totally against guys like Roger.
But anyway, I have no reason but to believe that like they're gonna be
They're
gonna be fucking scary once again.
Well, it's not. The debate here shouldn't be of whether or not it was a good pick. It's the debate. What we should be talking about is, will Mac Jones or Cam Newton be the Week 1 starter?
Yeah.
No,
No.
you're not going to play.
No,
you're
no,
gonna.
no,
You
no,
paid.
no.
You paid Cam the money.
Yeah.
Cam feels good there. I think Belichick likes him. I think freaking.
McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels likes what they have, and you can't tell me that Mac Jones isn't a developmental guy where Josh McDaniel goes, yeah, I think I'm going to hang around for a little while.
Yeah.
Because this guy reminds me of somebody.
I feel like Mac's going to be starting by Week 6, though. That's just what my gut tells me.
Well, you know what?
Well,
you never know. You never
Yeah.
know. Injuries, stuff
mean,
like that. But when you
he's-
look at the Patriots draft, that was really good. I mean, it was a good
Bill
draft.
Belichick's not an idiot. You know?
I'd say 6 Super Bowls.
I
or
mean-
whatever it is. I'd say
8. He has 8.
as you're
2
right,
with the
2 as
Giants.
coordinator. Yeah,
2
yeah,
with
that's
the
true.
Giants.
With, it's Patriots.
Have you ever
So-
seen that 30 for 30, the 2 Bills?
Oh, it's great. What an awkward conversation.
But it's,
But
it's really
great,
good. It's
yeah.
really good. I watched that
They're
like
just
last
like-
week, and
they're
my
just
wife
like,
was like, "Why are you
ha-ha.
watching this?" And I was like, "Shut up, go to sleep. Come watching this." And Bill Belichick is pure genius. I'm
Okay.
good, brother.
Yeah,
We're good.
We got a lot of picks to go through still.
We don't have to go through a bunch of them.
No, I think this next one is kind of strange because I looked them up. The Arizona Cardinals picked next.
Yeah.
And-
I was scratching my head here.
I know you're scratching your head,
But he's a monster.
This guy was the best defender in college football in the fucking AAC. Okay, Zavin Collins out of Tulsa.
stayed at home. He played. I think 8 or 9 man football. which is crazy.
In high
high
school?
school?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
He didn't play it in college if he was playing at Tulsa.
and he was a gymnast.
Wow.
This guy is going to be your starting middle linebacker at 6'5", and on top of that, like I said,
He's
this guy
260.
Yeah, 260, 6'5". You literally have an Anthony Barr at your middle linebacker, and on top of that, he was an All-American all his years in college, and he was the nation's best defender. Like I said, in the fucking AAC. This is in a Group of 5 conference. This isn't in your Power 5 conference. As you said, stay home to play college ball, and he was the nation's best defender. I think that pretty much speaks like, man, that's a pretty good fucking pick or a sneaky pick that you can find.
You know what? You know how when I compare that guy to is one of my favorite linebackers in all the league, and I want him to have a long career, and because he's long, is fucking Tremaine Edmonds, who from Virginia Tech,
yes.
who's 6'5" and 230, and can
Dan
run
River
from,
High School.
and he can Danville, he can run from sideline to sideline.
Don't
and
like his brother, but I like Tremaine Edmonds.
His brother sucks, but
Yeah, but Tremaine Edmonds, he reminds me of this Zaven Collins, only not as Collins is probably not as thick of a, or he's thicker.
big,
He's a thicker body.
bigger.
But when you go back and I think about the Bears, Brian Urlacher was a fucking safety in college, and then he converts to a middle linebacker, and he was a 6'4"
pride of New
guy.
Mexico.
He was a 6'4", 240 guy, and by the end of his career, he's 6'4", 250, and that's in this Zaven Collins mold. So maybe he becomes this interior linebacker who makes a name for himself. I like it.
Okay, after that, you have the Raiders, who pick Leatherwood out of Alabama, and probably the most questionable
We all
draft.
just went, ugh.
Everybody
Probably the most
Why do they
questionable-
try to?
Mike
you know what
Mayock-
they are?
Mike-
We three of us coach here, and you've been around a coach your whole life, so you probably have experienced this at some point, CJ.
He's been around
You know
an
who-
asshole his whole life.
You know who? You know who the Oakland Raiders are? They're that coach at a coaching clinic who just says some stupid shit, trying to outsmart everybody in the room, but everybody's looking around like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? That's what the Oakland Raiders are when they draft. I mean, it's year in and year out. They're like,
But like
they're
you
just
would
like, what
think
the
you
fuck
would
are you
think
trying
Mike
to do?
Mayock.
You
like,
sometimes
Mike,
forget that they're an NFL franchise.
my thing is Mike.
I understand, but
Mike-
that's the
No,
way
no, but I'm saying, like, I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
forget
Yeah,
that, like,
it's like sometimes do the ownership have a say in the picks? Like Mike Mayock,
or is it Mike Mayock?
Mike Mayock knows.
It almost feels
Mike
like
Mayock.
Gruden. That's a Gruden thing to be like, I'm smarter than everybody.
I'm
in this fucking
smarter.
room."
I'm going Spider 2
Spider Y2 banana.
Even though Darishaw's
Spider 2 Y
there,
banana.
even though Darishaw's there, I'm gonna take Alex Leatherwood. Knock on wood if you're with me, man.
With his giant ring on his face. I'm going Alex Leatherwood, and you can't change my mind.
I
Spider
just-
2 Y
yeah.
banana.
I mean, hopefully Mike Mayock, has a. I don't know.
You know what?
I love Mike Mayock.
And Mike Mayock is a great GM, and I'm not down on Gruden. I think, he's a smart guy. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl. He's won a lot of games. He's resurrected.
But what has he done for me now?
Yeah, I know.
What has he done for me
Bingo.
now?
That's what I
You
was
know what?
thinking.
He got 10 years, $100 million. That's what he's done for you now.
Yeah, but what is he? I mean,
Because he can break down film and freaking and talk to quarterbacks. That's what he can do. But when you look at where they drafted, I'm talking the letter B for dumb.
Next, you have Miami picking another pick. They take Jalen Phillips from the University of Miami, so he doesn't have to go very far.
Good for
Edge
him.
rusher.
he's freaking good, dude.
I look at Miami and I go, okay, they've made some pretty good strides here, but once again, does it fix? What are we going to see from Tua this year? Are we going to see anything different? Anyway, then next you have the WFT. They pick. How do you say? Is it
Jamin?
Jamin
Jamin Davis.
Jamin Davis, linebacker from Kentucky.
That's a huge stretch.
That's a huge stretch, but also at the same time, I go they are short at linebacker now because John Bostic and Pierre Lewis are no longer with them, so they need somebody to fill the void.
Ron Rivera knows a thing or two about linebackers.
And so
I
does
honestly-
Jack Del Rio.
I've honestly never heard of the dude, so I'm going to refrain from commenting.
Well,
I just have never heard from.
But that's what we're getting at is the fact that
they know how to evaluate linebackers.
Ron Rivera does, yeah. I mean, for God's sakes, like
Luke
Kuechly. Nobody takes somebody from Boston College unless you're like, this kid
Matt Ryan.
is like the next fucking. No, but I'm saying like.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Davis kid is. He's probably. He might have been the 4th overall ranked linebacker in when you look at the scheme. Micah Parsons can run sideline to sideline. Harrisburg Cougar. Shout out Harrisburg, PA.
Cougs.
All right, so, but you look at this Davis kid, and okay, so he plays for Kentucky. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You're looking at Jack Del Rio, who played linebacker, and Ron Rivera, who played linebacker.
He was pretty good.
And they can evaluate the talent. So that's what I don't think you can miss with that. They might have other issues, but I don't think you can miss with their first pick.
Okay.
I mean, the last thought is they control him for 5 years. That's the way they look at it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, next you have the New York Giants. Yeah. They go with Kadarius Toney, and I mean, look, they need a receiver, and I mean, I don't know who he is from Florida, so I'm going to refrain from talking.
He was their deep threat and their slot guy.
Okay.
Other than Kyle Pitts, he took the pressure off Kyle Pitts, but that's all I remember about
Next,
it.
Helps Kyle Pitts be the guy who is.
Yes.
Next, you have the Indianapolis Colts who take Kwity Paye from Michigan.
Paye, and if you're looking at if you ever watched the ESPN special on him, if you're not rooting for that fucking guy,
that's true. But Indianapolis, they already have a fantastic pass rush, and now you add another person into that.
Isn't the best thing about him though the fact that he can be an interior guy and an outside
he can play that
guy?
he can play that three technique, and then be an edge guy. Yeah,
they already have one of the best.
And then I like this next pick from freaking Tennessee.
Caleb
I really
Farley
like it.
Loved it.
From
I like
Virginia
it.
Tech.
Yeah.
Malcolm Butler is no longer with the team. They need somebody to
fill
take
in
the
the
reins.
spot.
You got to fill in a spot. It's a good pick.
Really, from
Did we solve? I don't mean to interrupt. Did we solve where freaking what's his name went to?
Malcolm Butler?
Yeah,
I'm not too
Butler.
sure. No.
Butler.
he went to Arizona.
yes,
Arizona
yes.
is where Malcolm Butler went.
Then
Well,
you
they
just
need a
give
cornerback.
Patrick Peterson bit the dust.
And J.J. Watt is there now, too.
Yeah.
Next
Got a
one,
couple of fellas.
Minnesota, Kristen Darashaw.
Oh,
They picked
good
up
choice.
Good fit.
Three
Great
guys. Three guys.
The fact that he fell to 23 is amazing to me. I mean, great pick by
okay.
the Minnesota
No one
Vikings.
cares because the next pick, Najee
baby!
goes
Yeah,
to
he-
Pittsburgh. Goes to Pitt. Yeah,
They haven't had a number one running back, let's be honest.
No, I'm just kidding. He's pretty good.
No offense to James
I
Conner.
actually wouldn't. I mentioned this in the mock draft episode, I think, or maybe it was a different episode. I don't know. If the Titans would have picked Najee at 22, I wouldn't have hated it.
Why though?
I know
Here
the
we
Titans. have Derrick
Here
Henry.
we go.
Run Derrick Henry for 3 quarters. Put Najee in as the closer in the fourth quarter. But
Oh, my God.
it's that sort of concept, Coach. You put a fresh Najee Harrison Najee Harrison for the fourth quarter. Yeah, if you put a fresh Najee. Oh my gosh,
Najee Harris is a freaking
We're all
every
struggling to
down
say it.
back. He's an every down
Listen.
back.
The Steelers,
Najee, not Nazi.
the Steelers got addition by subtraction. Right now, subtract James Conner, add Najee
Huge
Harris.
upgrade.
No offense to James, love James. We'll
We're all
always be
saying
James.
Najee Harris. Right
Yeah.
now. We're all saying it.
And then after that, you have ETN. We already talked about
Yeah,
him.
right.
After that, the Browns picked Greg Newsome from
Yeah.
Northwestern.
Good corner.
I mean, he was what they could get for a cornerback at what they could find.
Yeah.
Then after that, I mean, I think I hate this pick because I know it's such a good fucking pick by the Ravens. Rashad Bateman from Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that pick so much because I go,
He's good.
he is so fucking
He's little,
big.
but he's good.
Rashad
Oh,
Bateman.
wait, no,
He's
wait,
6'2",
Wait,
isn't he?
wrong
Rashad
one.
Bateman
I think
was
you're
a-
thinking of Elijah Moore.
No, I'm thinking of what's his nuts from Purdue.
Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
One of the Moores. I think
Yeah.
they're both pretty small.
Yeah.
And then they also get the kid from Penn State. Is it Owe?
Odofe Owe.
Odofe Owe
is
is
what
how
I'm
I'm going to
reading.
pronounce it. If I fuck it up, I'm sorry. but they get a good player from Penn State as well. So they get 2 picks in the first round thanks to Kansas City because they were like, fuck our offensive lineman. We need to trade for an offensive lineman.
Ravens
So
can show it.
what?
Ravens can show it.
After that, you get the Saints picking Peyton Turner out of Houston defensive
I've never
end.
heard of that guy.
Yeah.
And I go,
I don't
that's
know
a
anything about
questionable
it.
pick because I understand because Hendrickson is no longer there now. You need a good pass rusher because he's in Cincy now.
6'5", 270.
Yeah,
This is
but
what Bucky
Bucky Brooks.
This is what Bucky Brooks had to say. The high motor defender is a nonstop pursuer from the backside. Turner is still a work in progress, but he should make immediate contributions as a situational pass rusher. You spent a first-round pick on a situational guy? I'm just not a fan of picking.
just like Jacksonville did.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
You
Jacksonville
know,
did.
I'm just not a fan of
Yeah.
taking a guy in the first round who's situational. Unless it's a quarterback. Well, that's not even situational.
No.
I was gonna say basically, if you're not gonna play the guy right away, I'm not a fan of taking him in the first round.
Then you have Green Bay takes Eric Stokes.
Who
I
just
think.
stuck their middle finger to Aaron Rodgers and said, "Hey, buddy, we're taking a corner."
But hey, they looked at the championship game and said, "Hey, we got beat with the deep ball.
Yep.
We need to find some fresh meat. Let's take a cornerback, take him from Georgia, no less. They take Eric Stokes."
I think me and some of my buddies, we were at this point. I was home, texting with some buddies, and we all thought it was going to be Elijah Moore.
Who's that
out of
asshole?
Ole Miss?
He had already been taken, though.
No, not at 29th.
No.
Elijah Moore didn't go
Moore?
till like
No.
35th.
He didn't
or
go.
36th,
He didn't go to
something
the second
like
round.
So,
to the
$12
Jets.
on that 6-pack, asshole.
So we
I'm sorry.
thought,
Yeah, you're right. You're right to the Jets.
we thought it was
already
going to be
talked about
Elijah Moore to try to please Mr. Rogers, and they said, "Nah, you don't run Green Bay.
They eventually
The fans
did.
run Green Bay."
They eventually did though.
Yeah, they did, but I was just surprised.
Well, a little late, but
After that, you have Buffalo, who took Greg Rousseau from
Good pick.
University of Miami, edge rusher, which is something that they absolutely need. That was something that I saw late in the year is that, look, against Kansas City, the big thing that was missing from them is that, sure, they have some great linebackers, but they do not have a good run defense. They do not have a good defensive line to create pressure. And I'm glad that they smartly looked at their team and said, hey, we have a problem. Let's fix it right now. And then last but not least, the Buccaneers
just
take Joe Tyron from Washington,
a very large
edge rusher,
very large individual.
6'5" edge rusher who you can, let's put him in there with Shaq
Big,
Barrett and
athletic
JPP.
edge defender with explosive first step quickness and a nonstop motor. He could give opponents problems at the line of scrimmage. He is a disruptive force on the edge with some take over the game potential as a versatile pass rusher. That's Bucky Brooks. Yeah. Dude is large.
yeah, I mean it's a good pick by Tampa Bay.
6'5",
you know.
260.
There's no question about that.
Yes.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I don't think there needs to be a lot more to that. It's a good pick.
Buccaneers
Maybe I
suck.
would have gone for a secondary player, bolster your secondary a little bit more. But hey, if you need somebody there,
They know what-
Shaq Barrett
they
or
know what they
JPP doesn't come back, let's move on and let's get another edge rusher in the picture. So I like it. But that was the teams that that was the first round, and those were the teams of the NFL who picked. And guess what? The rookies' contracts will hopefully be signed soon. You get OTAs going. Son of a bitch, you're back.
That's what he said.
Coach is back.
Son of a bitch, I'm back.
Anyway, this NFL draft, I mean, it was awesome to see fans there. I
Yeah.
think it was awesome
Yeah.
to see.
And how
just the
cool was it when
culture.
they boo the douche?
Oh yeah.
Gotta love it.
Whatever reason they have a chair for a fan to sit in, I don't know why.
I don't
bet
know.
That was
they-
so bizarre,
What was
wasn't
that
it?
all
For the,
about?
for the commissioner's chair. Or
The
something.
commish.
Do you think anybody watching at home gave a fuck about
No.
the commissioner's chair?
No.
Fuck that guy. That just made me hate him even more.
You just said the F word like 3 times in a row, like
I know.
rapid fire.
I,
I'm
I
telling
apologize
I'm
to all
telling
the
your
fans
dad.
who are used
I'm
to
telling
me
your
not
dad.
cursing during episodes.
I'm telling your dad.
That's okay.
Fuck him too, because he won't come on the show. And I heard you ask him, "Come on, Dad, let's get on the show."
I
And
did.
he's like, "Maybe I will, maybe I will," and it's like, "No, you won't. Just shut your ass. You
All right,
fuck.
Coach. Let's do hops.
Okay. I'm second.
We haven't
I'm
done
last.
Yeah, he's last because he has technically like a tier list.
I have
He's
my
gonna do.
great tier
Can I go
list.
first? Is that
Yeah,
all
go
right?
ahead.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Why the
So-
fuck did you ask it like that? Just
Well,
if you want to
because-
say I'm going first, say
All
go
right,
first.
You're
Fine,
third
I'm-
Mike. You're
okay.
fucking demanding to
All
go
right, fine.
first.
I'm going first. Deal with it.
That's what it is. That's what I'm talking about
So-
right there.
I feel like I might have told Pat about this. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. So if you've heard this, guys at the table, I apologize. But so this was actually on draft night. I'm on my way home from leaving right here. The light on my phone turns on, and I'm like, I must have gotten a text, but I don't really check it. I'm on 81.
Like the flashlight or just the light?
The screen light. The screen light turns on. So I'm kind of reaching down, like, because I keep my phone in my cup holder. I'm reaching down to turn it off. As I'm reaching down to turn it off, I feel some sort of, like, fur. And so I'm like, what the fuck was that? And so then I'm starting to feel around, like, on the seat, try to see, like, what I'm like, maybe
Did Coach get in the car?
No, I'm on 81 at this point. I'm on 81. So
Is there a
I'm
chick
like-
in the car?
what'd you say?
No.
I wish there was a chick. But,
That's a wolf
You
girl.
were you were feeling for fur.
I'm like, maybe if I touch it again, I'll recognize it, you know?
You would
All of a sudden, I
recognize.
feel a little nibble on my pinky.
No
So
way.
I'm like, oh, shit. So I turn the light on in my car. I see it. I just go, because I don't like mice. Me and this, and he starts scurrying around. He runs around in a circle. I'm swerving. It's a miracle I didn't get in an accident because I'm swerving on 81.
Oh my god!
You didn't
At
kill
this
him, right?
point-
You didn't
at
kill
this
him,
point,
right?
I'm like, because I'm swerving
Look
because
at-
I'm throwing punches.
Look at this. Look at his fist. Dude, look, he's got a big fist.
And finally, I connect
Look at
with
his
it.
fist
It
compared to
hits up
mine.
against the dash, smacks against the dash, and it scurries up like up the passenger side where it came from.
What the
And so
fuck?
then I go home, you know, and it just scared the shit out of me. And so then I go home, you know, try to get a mouse trap set. Of course, that trap doesn't work. So it shits all over the place in my
Dude,
car.
peanut butter. Peanut butter.
No, I did, but it just,
Yeah?
the trap itself was faulty. Like, I did a stick on it, it wouldn't go off.
Yeah.
So then people are going to think I'm crazy for this, but fuck them, I don't care. I spent $30 on a mouse trap that would shock the little bitch to death. The next day came out there.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I did. And
What does it look like? What does this
I
fucking
didn't
mousetrap look like?
I didn't look. I didn't even want to see the
No,
thing.
what does it look like?
I
What's
didn't-
a shocking mousetrap?
Oh,
look-
it's like, so it's
Is
got
it like
the,
10 foot tall?
It's pretty big. It's got the
He's talking about killing things, which is my house.
It's-
but let's go ahead.
it's got a part that's like electric, so it'll send the electricity to it, and then there's the actual trap, which is metal. I guess that's where the electricity transfers from. And then you set the little thing. It's so technical. It's
You
like don't
murdered
touch it.
his ass.
Oh, murked him. And then
Had fried mouse for dinner.
And then all I could see was the tail. And I mean, this was a little saga I had going on. This was a 3-day battle. I told all my friends
Nice.
about it. I sent a video when I caught it, and I just said, "Got him, boys," and stuck my middle finger.
It's
Got
a-
him.
Hey,
And-
hey. It's a mouse.
Oh, I don't like mice though. They scare the shit out of me.
I can't
don't know
tell.
why.
I can't tell.
And so now I have the trap still in there. Haven't caught another one, but in fact, because I think it might have happened here. I mean, this is a very nice out in the woods area. I think I may have got. And
we're
it was
rural.
It was super windy and cold on draft night. So
Yeah.
I think it might have scurried in my car trying to keep warm.
How the fuck did it get in there? It's like he just
They
opened
can
the
fit through
door
a pencil.
and
They can fit through a pencil hole.
Yeah.
I shit you not.
And
Like-
so
like he got in on. It's a fucking Honda Civic. It's sealed. It's not like he can just walk up and go, "Hey, let me unlock this here." Come on, dude.
And so I actually put another little thing on there tonight. It's on the passenger seat. The mousetrap is right now.
Because you were coming here. Fuck
yeah.
you.
No,
Dude, you're no longer third
Because-
mic.
well,
Fuck you. You're not coming back.
That's no disrespect. I just want to
It sounded
do my
like it.
due diligence.
Am I going next real quick?
You can.
Guess.
Well,
I'm one mask.
the Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas is pretty dope.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we were there. We went.
We
out
saw
to
the
Vegas.
outside of it. Yeah.
Allegiant?
The inside,
Allegiant Stadium?
the inside's even fucking better.
Oh, I
Oh,
saw
yeah,
the.
yeah.
Are you talking about the DJ or
the
whatever?
11,000 square foot Winfield Club is set to bring the party to the north end zone.
Yeah, I
Right?
remember seeing this. Yeah.
Right? Featuring everything one would expect from a high-end nightclub in Las Vegas. The space includes premium bottle service, 2 DJ booths that will feature acts from Wynn's DJ roster, 42 televisions, a 9-foot by 35-foot.
You said 42?
42 televisions.
I got 2 televisions. 2 40-inch televisions.
All
A-
this
a-
for 6 wins.
a 9-foot
crazy.
by
Sorry.
a 9-foot by 35-foot LED screen and a 45,000 watt sound system. It's an 11,000 square foot nightclub in the north end zone.
Will it always be open, or is it just
Yes, during the home games.
only during home games?
Yes,
Dude, that's expensive.
Just
as
imagine buying a ticket and you
Exactly.
just go to the nightclub. Like,
Exactly.
it's
Why the
I mean,
fuck-
look,
you
there's
just
a time,
go out to
there's a
any.
time and place
Here-
for both,
here
but I
are
don't
the-
think they belong
Not in a
together.
football
Here are the
game. No.
pictures.
All I can tell you is you
Here are the-
have to go to Vegas.
here
dude.
are the pictures.
If
I
you've
know,
never been to
I've
Vegas,
never been. I gotta go though.
I took CJ and his brother to Vegas, and yeah, dude, I could sit in one of the. You know what that looks like? That looks like a first class freaking seat.
Those seats are cool, but if you're just going to a Raiders game to club, I don't think that makes sense.
It's
but if you're gonna sit in
Vegas.
those seats,
I know, but that's
It's Vegas.
Yeah, but
You
that's
have-
expensive as
I know.
shit just to go to a
All
football
I know
game
is
like
this:
that.
is you have to go to Las Vegas and experience it,
And then I'll understand.
And then you'll understand why somebody would want to go to an 11,000 square foot freaking
It's
club.
the entire length of the end zone.
Fuck that.
The whole fucking thing long.
Yeah. I can't imagine what a freaking $10 beer looks like.
It's
probably
bottle service. Can you imagine? It's probably about $200 a bottle.
Well, minimum. I mean,
Better
for
be
some of
taking
the
sips
cheap
out
shit-
that fucking bottle if it comes by my table.
No, I'm talking freaking domestic Bud Lights. Probably $8-10 for a freaking 12 ounce beer. Fuck them. That's why you get hammered before you
Yeah,
go in.
exactly.
And then you're in Vegas and you black out and you go, whatever happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really.
All right.
I don't really have.
What,
a hop,
you don't
so
have
you
one?
go.
All right, so
you-
here's
you
mine.
go- let's go ahead and go with yours.
R.I.P. Colt Brennan.
Huh?
R.I.P. Colt Brennan, real quick.
Oh my God,
Rainbow
yeah.
Warriors.
Dude, that game.
What happened?
He died.
He passed
Why?
away.
He ingested fettanol.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god!
All right,
I,
well
when I
then,
saw that,
you know
was
what I
like,
wanna
that
say?
is a name.
You know what I want to say? Good fucking riddance, then.
Well, he's been battling drug addiction since his car
I
accident.
don't give a fuck what he battled. I don't care.
That's-
You
That's his
crack
opinion. I'm not-
fucking
I'm not-
fentanyl, fucking finger in the ass. Fuck you. You knew the risk when you got started with that shit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's
You had to say something vague.
sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't mean to.
Sorry.
I said it. I said the F word a lot.
It's
No,
okay.
that's okay.
I'm sorry, Lucas.
Coach, I forgive you.
You've never heard that before. I know.
I've never heard it, but you know what? I still accept you for who you are.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Okay, so
He got triggered.
yeah. That shit makes me mad. I
Don't
give-
shut up. Go to your
I don't
hops. You're
fuck
gonna get
care.
off on a tangent.
I'm not tangenting anything.
Go.
All right, so I found this website that had 31 forms of execution. 31 forms.
Please tell me
I
we're not
remember.
going to tier list.
I
this.
I already told you, and I tier listed it.
Oh, you did it yourself.
I did it myself.
Okay. I
and
just
then
don't wanna
and
be
then
a
I was
part
like,
of
so I did it myself because these were the freaking shit that you've all heard about. The first thing: lethal injection, electric chair, firing squad,
cockroaches.
freaking gas chamber.
Death by crabs.
Some of the more
crabs.
more recent ones are using with.
need to show him a picture
They
real quick.
use burning with fuel, burning with chemicals.
my gosh.
Burning with chemicals. Those are all freaking Middle Eastern horse shit things. And then there's freaking.
real quick, I just want to show him the coconut
CJ.
crabs.
Oh,
CJ,
you gotta
dude,
see this.
No,
So like
CJ.
I showed
No,
I said like a
CJ.
story of like someone who got eaten alive by
These
these
show the
crabs.
human The size of it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
The size of it.
You have to show a human.
There it
hole.
is.
There it is.
Oh my God. That's a crab.
It's called a coconut crab. Yeah, sorry.
Dude, you
Don't let those things eat you, though. Can't you just run or punch
Because
them?
they
you
smell
could.
blood. They
Jesus.
Oh, so they come in packs.
they come in packs.
Oh, so you can't just see one, kick it, punch it.
Not like
No,
the mouse.
you have to swing.
Not like the mouse.
You have to swing a sledgehammer, and then you put them in a big pot.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
not-
freaking
Yeah.
some pretty.
Sorry,
solid
Coach.
crab
I
meat.
had to show him that though.
But
All right, so you've already heard some of these, and then
Yes.
then one of the more recent ones is the whole waterboarding,
Yeah.
water torture
Yeah.
shit. So we're gonna take a journey back into the old world. There is the guillotine. There is hanging after
Isn't it called
World War
the
II.
guillotine? I could have sworn it's
The
called
guillotine or the I'm sorry, I'm not a French
He's not
piece
French,
of
but-
shit.
I know he also says
Snail eat-
quesadilla. So I mean, there's nothing.
snail eating motherfucker. It's the guillotine. Emperor guillotine. Hanging, there is stoning, there's burned at the stake, you freaking get thrown off a building.
I'll take my medium rare.
If you go to Japan, you can be decapitated by some samurai cocksucker. You can
Jesus
be drawn,
Christ, Coach.
You can be drawn and quartered, or what was referred to as dismembered. You can be boiled in oil or boiled in water.
Oh my
Oil?
God!
Boiled
In oil?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the old school shit. This is shit that's been existing long before our
You
civilized
act like I'm
world.
supposed to know that.
There's flaying where they cut your skin off. There are the stocks where they put your head in through and they try and starve your ass together. There's the rack where they stretch your joints and dislocate your shoulders and your hips and all that. There's rat torture. Where they put the freaking cage and they strap it to your stomach. They heat up the cage and the rat goes ape shit and he chews through your stomach. That's rat torture. There's the hanging coffin, and there is death by 1,000 cuts.
Wait, that's a real thing?
Yes, it is real.
1,000.
1,000. They just keep cutting you ever so slightly until you
bleed out.
Until you give up.
Okay, so what's the point of this, though?
All right.
What are you
so
getting at?
I found the bizarre. Okay, so those are all freaking common ones. They are
Sure,
the
let's
bizarre.
go with that.
Well, then I found the bizarre, and I made a list of 7 of them. And the first one is garroting. To be garroted. How does that work? Well, let's just say this. They put a bracket around your neck, and then they have a wrench in which they tighten the garrote. And it's not a garrote. It's pronounced in French, CJ. Sorry about your ass. It's called the garrote, where they tighten a bracket around your neck, and they continue to crank it. And then they have a bolt sticking out of the back of the chair where they pull your head all the way back onto the bolt that breaks your fucking neck.
This sounds like some Saw shit. Like,
Yeah.
this sounds like out
Yes.
of a movie Saw.
So that is...
Okay. The first. All right.
All right. The second one is called the Heretics Fork. The Heretics Fork is a strap that they put around your neck, and on underneath your neck, underneath your chin, and in your right underneath your rib cage, they have 2 sharp tines that stick in there. And the more you move and the more you struggle and move your jaw, those things dig into your neck and dig into your throat until you fucking die. That is called the Heretics Fork. The second one, and this is probably
You mean the third?
one of the. Well, I'm sorry. What did I say?
You said the second.
All right. Well,
I
no,
thought-
that was Heretics Fork. The third one's the Judas Cradle. The Judas Cradle is
Sounds
a
like
seat.
something on Urban Dictionary.
So think about the chair that you're sitting in right now, and rather than being flat, it's pointed. And they put you on the seat, and over the course of time, they add weight to your shoulders, and it's hours long as they push down on you, and you are impaled through your ass.
All right, now that sounds like some shit I'd say to, like, Dude, I'm going to put you on a Judas cradle.
I'm going to get you in a Judas cradle, and you're going to be, what's a Judas cradle, mister? Mr. Burb, what's a Judas cradle? And then you tell them, I'm going to put you on a pointed seat.
Just don't start with, I'm going to impale you.
And I'm going to
Just don't start with that.
I'm going to slowly.
You might get in trouble.
I'm going to slowly add weight to your shoulders until you are impaled through your ass.
Oh, okay.
All right, blowing from a gun. All right, blowing from a gun. So they get a cannon. And you are strapped backwards to the cannon. You are strapped backwards in the small of your back, and you are pulled tightly to the back of the cannon. And when they shoot the cannon off, well, guess what? The explosive pressure blows your fucking head and arms out to the sides and essentially makes you fly apart, and your head can go as high as 40 to 50 feet in the fucking air.
I didn't know anything about this. This is right.
Sick fucks just come up with this.
This
stuff,
is old school shit. All right, so I have.
This is old school.
All right.
I have two more.
Okay.
All right, so the next one is called the Iron Maiden.
I've heard
Put
that.
some
Yes.
in the Iron Maiden.
This is.
Meow. Freaking Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. There were a lot of people that thought that the freaking Iron Maiden didn't actually exist until they found it, and essentially what it is it's a sarcophagus. It's a folding coffin, and on the inside are spikes. And what they do is they close the spikes on you, and as they close the spikes and tighten the sarcophagus, it pierces every portion of your body, and you bleed to death inside of the sarcophagus. It was once thought to be a myth, but they found one in like 1800 in some bizarre place in fucking England. All right.
Okay.
And I have two more.
You said two more. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Here it is. The next one, and I'm saving the worst one for the last one. The next one is called the Brazen Bull. The Brazen Bull. What does that sound like to you? The Brazen Bull.
Sounds like they're going to send a bull straight at you.
Sounds like that, right? You know what it is?
What is
it? It isn't sending a bull right at you. It's not that at all.
It's bullshit.
It's complete bullshit. Well, the first thing they do is they cut your tongue out so you can't scream, so you can't make noise. They tie your arms behind your back, and they put you on the inside of a bronze fixture that is in the shape of a bull. And they light the underside of that motherfucker on fire, and they broil your ass inside the freaking Brazen Bull. They broil you into a soup inside that fucker.
I think the worst one though is the Viking torture, the Blood Eagle.
Nah. Here's the worst one. Here it is. It's called the boats.
The boat?
The boats. I couldn't imagine this. So, guess what they do? They take two logs and they hollow them out. They hollow out two halves of a log. And they stretch it over your body except for your head, your arms, and your legs. So your torso is sealed inside of a log. They hollow it out. You get it? So you're in like a sandwich. Think of ice cream sandwich, and you're the vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
All right? And then what they do is they find a stagnant pond with insects. And they put you into it, and they force feed you. They force feed you milk and honey. And they keep doing it until you shit inside of the log.
That attracts.
And if they put you into a stagnant pond, what's in a stagnant pond? A whole shitload of insects. And when you shit inside the log, the insects start to invade the interior of the log. And then after you're out there, guess what they do? They come out and cover your limbs in more honey and more milk so that the other insects begin to attack your exposed limbs until they fucking destroy you as you're sitting in a stagnant, shit-filled pond between two pieces of wood. All I can say is this, dude. I'd take a firing squad in a second before they ever strap my ass to the boats. Now, I love freaking Brendan, and freaking who were the stepbrothers? Dale and Brendan. Dude, boats and hose. Yeah, don't put me in the boats because I ain't dealing with that. I ain't dealing with that at all. And so essentially I found this website that had 31 ways in which you could be tortured to death. And I found that the boats, for me, the boats was the worst one.
Yeah.
That they made an ice cream sandwich out of you and let you be eaten apart by insects in a stagnant pond.
See, my stories aren't as bad now, Biggs.
No.
That's awful.
But I couldn't. I've been saving it for 2 weeks, dude. I couldn't get over that. I couldn't get enough. I made notes and everything. You can see my notes. Look, dude, notes.
Okay, I think that's a
Sorry.
good
way to end here.
On that note.
All right, blowing from a gun and the boats are way up on the list.
Okay, Viggs, Lucas, thank you for being back on here again.
Lucas is starving to death, CJ, right now.
I got you. Yeah,
He's ready to pass
probably
out from
hungry. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. The NFL season is starting up now, so just get ready for more content, but we will be back next time. But until then, peace out.
See ya.